welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to be back face to face with you guys. If you are new to my channel, I do cover all of these different topics right here, so if you see something that you might like, go ahead and consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell, and don't forget to like the video. Also, here are some featured comments from my last Eden Zero video, so if you would like to be entered, basically just comment anything you would like to down below, and your comment will have a chance of being featured in my next video, so go ahead and look out for that. Getting into today's video, we are going to be doing a live reaction to Eden Zero Chapter 92, but I am going to try to keep this video as light edited as possible, so if I stumble upon my words at some point, please bear with me. I want to get this video as soon as possible for you guys. So, of course, we start off the chapter with another Pinot analysis. We have Homura, Ether Gear, Soul Blade, likes her mother, dislikes anything hot. Girl, same. The temperature has definitely been getting hotter, and I feel miserable. But other than that, the same thing that I said for Wheeze or Wise, depending on what translation you use. The intelligence seems rather low for who they actually are, and I'm not sure if this is like Pinot's interpretation of them, because that would make sense, because since she's an AI and she has like more knowledge, she would obviously rate people on a lower intelligence, but Homura doesn't seem to be like the airhead in this group. None of them really do. They all seem to be kind of knowledgeable in their own field, so for her intelligence to be rather low is kind of shocking. I guess you could argue her naiveness is what put her there, but I don't know. When I think like lacking in intelligence, Homura is not the first one that pops into mind. Maybe Happy is, but anyone else is not quite on that scale. But so Drakken, he'll absorb me. I don't want to be absorbed. I'm scared. Absorbed. Yeah, like, and then we move on to the two panels right here. Emotion detected. Executing emotion suppression protocol. See, I was assuming this was the case because why was that little robot always following her? I always thought that maybe it's something that Drakken placed on her to keep her contained. So my theory is that her power is like superb. It's a badass power basically, and he needed to suppress her in order to control her, because I don't think she's inherently bad, because when we see her break character, she's obviously very scared and not as overly confident as she is when she's being controlled. So maybe she never really wanted to fight, and this is something that he did to her in order to have her power, which really sucks. And I've said this from the beginning, I want Jean to join the crew, so if he joins, I kind of hope that she does too, because if they have that power on their crew, like that's a pretty big boost from where they are now. So that's just me hoping. I don't necessarily know if that's going to happen, but I was kind of thinking of them being the Juvia and Gaggiel character of this story. And if you're not familiar with Fairy Tail, Gaggiel and Juvia were somebody who were villains in the beginning, and they were part of the Element Four, and they joined forces with Fairy Tail, and they were huge helps to the guild eventually. So I kind of hope that's where these characters go. And we have her phasing back to her messed up state. Your wind, it must be stopped. Only my wind and my brother's wind are allowed. Suddenly she has returned to normal. And that hair accessory is quite adorable. Oh, it kind of looks like the machine. Oops, I almost spoke my mind again. I'm wondering if that machine is connected to that barrette that's in her hair, and that's how it's transmitting into her head. That would be kind of messed up, but if it did get damaged in some way, like, would that release her? Because also, if you pay attention to right here, where the barrette is kind of where that weird haziness mark is coming from. It almost looks like technical. So I don't know, maybe here Mashima's throwing out some hints, because it does come from where the barrette is. I don't know. Hopefully, well, I mean, there's one on the other side too. I don't know. I'm like, are those transmitters or not? Or is it just part of her aesthetic? I honestly don't know. Your wind, I will stop it for you. That trick shan't work on me again. What the hell just happened? This website is so tricky sometimes. That is some huge power that Homura has, and I'm so glad that she's using it appropriately this second time around, because the first time it was kind of a letdown, because I knew that she was strong, but it just didn't show in that last fight, and that should have been a dead giveaway that something wasn't quite right, and that we were going to have another rendition of it all. Obviously, it seems like they're about even right now. Your wind, it doesn't belong here. She's, I think, trying to cut through the wind again. She'll trap me in her wind. Beep, bop. I wonder why they keep showing that. If this wall is made of wind, then a gust within should reverse its flow. Yeah, so basically cancel it out with another wind gust. Warrior main dual blade imitation attack towering crane gust. These attacks are so long. Obviously she wasn't expecting that, and I think she got hit by that. What is with this woman? Who does she think she is? Emotion detected. I am one of the Demon King's 4 shining stars, Valkyrie Homura, the Sword of EDENS. Now this is a much more appropriate debut for the new Valkyrie, and putting up a good fight against this person, because this is another thing. Her battle sense is quite strong, so for her to be rated so low in intelligence is strange to me. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section, because it just doesn't make sense. Warrior made single sword attack Dragon Flash. And I think she's down. I think that she got her. This will end it. And we cut back to Witches fight Eden's Glitter. These panels are so good. Yeah, he's done. And is that okay? And we see all of the element 4 being defeated. And that is crazy. That is crazy that the 4 shining stars are that powerful. We four shining stars dance to protect our family. And we have Drakken back in his capsule. Going back a little bit to the 4 shining stars, that's impressive, because if you kind of were to look at it from the outside perspective, just with the little bit of intel that they have, they were able to defeat some of, basically the lackeys of an Rationalis, which is no small feat. So that just goes to show that Eden Zero has a great potential for becoming one of the strongest crews. If we could get the humans to where they need to be, along with the 4 shining stars, they would be a force to be reckoned with. Oh, okay. I literally just looked at the first panel. His arm was super old, and it just grew back. So they got the element 4. I'm out of time. I need to get that cat power and fast to get my body back to its younger days. What is his obsession with immortality? But why are they invading my ship, and no sneaking either? Barged right through the front door. They couldn't have known about the girl I'd captured. And I haven't heard from Maria. Did they see through our trap? So we have this panel here. Obviously, him going into the chamber. And then there's 3 hearts here. I wonder if that's going to come into play, because you know how sometimes demons have multiple hearts that you have to take out? That's a huge thing in the 7 Deadly Sins. So I'm wondering if he might have something like that, and that's why he's always considered immortal too. In a battle, nobody can really get him down for the count. It might be because he has multiple sources of a heart. So I don't know, maybe I'm reading too much into that, but that is kind of weird that there's 3 hearts, one white, one kind of white mixed with black, and then black. It's kind of strange. Okay. No, she used her cat powers and kept her memory, so this is her 2nd time. Then it's awakened. The cat leaper has awakened, and he looks pissed. If I'm right and Drakken's health is reaching its limits, I'm guessing there would have had to have been some kind of support machine somewhere. Funny enough, there is. Of course, we just have to destroy it, but where is it? I have a guess, but don't tell me your kids are planning on fighting Drakken. That is not a good idea. It's not a good idea. I don't care how much intel they have, it's just not a good idea. And if for some reason they get away with this, I'm calling bullshit, because they were useless against him the first time, and it's not even a matter of battle strategy. It just comes down to pure power levels, and sometimes you're just too weak to handle somebody. And in this case, I'm just gonna say it, I don't think they can handle Drakken on their own. They need a whole ass group to take care of him, and I just don't know. Maybe with the help of the 4 shining stars, they'd be able to pull it off, but even then, I feel it's gonna be a very close call. Darn right we are. If we don't do something, he'll come after Rebecca again, so we're gonna beat him now. And then Lavilla is just kind of listening to everything. That's crazy. I just told you he's immortal. Yeah, that's why we're going after the life support machine. But it's not like destroying it will instantly turn him into a decrepit old man. I mean, unless it does, but I doubt it would. And still, so like, you destroy the machine, now what? Like, are you sure that's his only one? Like, do you really think that he'd only keep one? I'm not sure. I mean, maybe we should avoid combat and return to the ship. Forget about your stupid schemes and get out of here. Wait, I see now. A journey to the past to maintain his health. I'm starting to see Drakken's deal. That doesn't sound like something Labilla would say, because I think she'd be more concerned with a B-Cube video. You want to defeat him. Sounds like fun. Unless Labilla has like some kind of... Oh, wait. I just like looked down. Sorry. Labilla, what's gone into you? And everyone's like freaking out. Sorry, I'm not her. Alright, I'll help you out. And I think that's the end of the video. Okay. End of the video. End of chapter. So, I think that like chapter was really good. I'm glad that we finally wrapped up all the fights with the Element 4 and the 4 Shining Stars. As much as I love them, I was really wanting to move on with the basic like story and plot, because I had so many questions that this kind of dragging along the fight was kind of, it was really cool, but at the same time I'm like, okay, can we move on, because I have so many questions that need answers, and we're slowly getting there but not quite. Like I said, I really don't think it's a good idea that they fight Drakken. I feel like they should be a little bit more concerned about this, especially Rebecca, and having the knowledge that she does and having seen what she saw. I personally wouldn't be so willing to just confront this man on my own. Obviously, he did have the help of the Element 4 back then, but that still doesn't mean that we saw the extent of his power, if that makes sense. So I don't know where they're gonna get the strength to just like take him down, but I was thinking about this. If Drakken Joe, right, is the first member of the Eurasian Sace that we're coming across, and his arc is coming to a close right now, can you imagine how strong the rest of the Eurasian Sace are? Because I mean, like, I think they're also called like the Galactic Warlords. So it just depends on the different translation that you have. So if you're not like, you're like, what are you talking about? It's basically that. This is the beginning of the story still. We're still in like the early stages. So there's so much more like that's going to happen down the line that I'm very much excited for. I do have a feeling that we might beat Drakken Joe or come across a huge chapter once it gets to chapter 100. So we're coming up on that, and then Drakken, we're also approaching him, so I have a feeling that chapter 100 is going to be where it goes down. I could be wrong, but usually when it gets to like 100 or like 200 or like big changes like that, we have huge chapters. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I know I was kind of rambling a lot, but I do want to get this video out for you guys as soon as possible. Regarding everything that's going on, I truly do hope that you guys are doing well. I know people are starting to get that depression that sets in from staying in one place and not being able to go out and see friends, and I totally understand that. It's been hard, like, not being able to leave the house and all of these different kinds of things. So if you need somewhere to, like, talk, like, reach out to me on Instagram. I have it all linked down below. I realize that it's kind of hard to communicate through a screen, but I truly do hope all of you guys are doing okay. And I will see you guys hopefully in my next video. Bye!